from you saying you went live.
All right. We should be live now. Sorry for the snafu, folks, but we don't know what the hell we're doing. How about that? All right. Hey, I am Steve Sherron with Adventure Outdoors YouTube channel. And tonight we've got Thomas Farlow of Southern Outdoors Fishing and West Coaster Chris Sartain from Out West with Chris. Originally, Thomas was going to host this on his channel. However, they've heard this before, but Thomas forgot to make his payment to Rent-A-Center for his laptop. So his laptop wasn't working. So we have it on my channel, and we're going to have some fun tonight. We are going to talk kayaking, fishing, camping, hiking, whatever you guys want to talk about. It's just going to be a good time. Probably last about an hour. So sorry about the snafu. Like I also said earlier, if you see Bigfoot, guys, that is my mom. And whatever questions she asks, be nice to her whenever you see Bigfoot in the chat. But anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Thomas. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself, what he does, about his YouTube channel. And then, Thomas, you can't hog all that time. You have to turn it over to Chris for a little while.
All right. You say so.
All right. You got it.
All right, guys. This is Thomas, Southern Outdoors Fishing. Hope you're all doing all right. Sorry for the inconvenience. One of them things, my YouTube Hangouts would not work. Whatever, a lot of. It's just one of them things. But guys, just love fishing. Love fishing North Carolina. If you guys watch my content, my channel, you know that I fish saltwater, I fish freshwater. Bass fishing, love inshore fishing, nearshore fishing, and me and that guy there, Steve there, is going to try one of these days and get offshore and try to catch a red together. We haven't done it yet. I'm from a kayak, but we're going to.
Well, I have, but.
Well, yeah, you have. Oh, me. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Sorry for the inconvenience again. Just, hoping to have a great time, and just stick around with us. We're just going to just see where this goes and see where this takes us. So, Chris, go ahead. I'll hand over you for now.
Well, I am Chris from Out West with Chris, and I live in Northern California, kind of in the San Francisco Bay Area, more, I guess, appropriately close to the California Delta. Which, if you know anything about California, the Delta is a premier bass fishery, one of the premier bass fisheries in the country. I think so. So I fish the Delta all over the place. It's such a huge area. And then I fish area lakes and stuff like that. And I predominantly kayak fish. I just got into kayak fishing, last spring, and have been having a blast. Historically, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest and did a bunch of trout fishing in the Cascade Mountains in, float tubes, fly fishing, fishing from the bank, wading rivers, conventional tackle, fly fishing, that type of stuff. So I love to fish. I love the outdoors, and yeah, that's it. That's it about me. So
I think it's safe to assume that the three of us, because of YouTube, the three of us became friends, and we met each other due to YouTube. Is that fair?
Very fair. Very fair.
That's exactly right.
So Thomas and I think we either found each other's videos a long time ago, and I think we just, through the comments and everything, next thing you know, we realized we both live in North Carolina, and, we kind of struck up as friends, and then Thomas and I have a couple spots down at the beach, and we realized we were damn near next door neighbors.
And the thing about it is, too, that we both come from the same background as far as work. We're both in the telecommunications industry. It's just, and like he said, next door neighbors down at the beach, just almost practically. Just really, really cool stuff. Really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Close, son.
We can walk to each other's place. That's.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool.
So Chris, how did
Yes.
you and Thomas hook up?
Through you. Yeah, it was through you.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
No, it was
Don't blame me for that, Chris.
it was through you. I don't know if you commented on one of my videos or I commented on one of yours, and I started, checking out. And that's how it all starts usually, is somebody will,
I thought we had a no phone rule. What's up?
I thought we did too. Anyways. Yeah, so I just started really closely following the videos that you were putting out, Steve, and then you kind of turned me on to Thomas, and just full circle. So it's good stuff.
Well, I think you, Chris, you showed up in my recommended YouTube feed, and
that's scary.
And I looked and I said, "Good God, that guy's good looking. I'm going to click and see what this is all about." And it was one of your camping videos, actually. And then I realized, after I watched a few more of your videos, and you got hunting and hiking, I basically realized you were the total package, and I finally hit that subscribe button.
Yep.
I think his beard turned me on to him.
Well,
hey, you like that, huh?
Yeah, I gotta grow me one like that. I just got I'm kind of a little baby one right now.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, can y'all see the chat box?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
I was just looking here. Trip over at Selling and Such is joined. Cole Richardson, Jake DeLong Kid, Brian Mowers, Smelling Roses. I was just looking at some of the people online here. I hope they don't mind that I mention them. Beyond the Bounds, that crazy nut.
Is he in here?
He's in here. He's the only guy that I know that goes hunting in a deer stand and takes a DSLR with him, a giant DSLR. He'll appreciate that. I've made comments about that on his channel. LT Outdoors. What's up, Thomas?
Yeah. LT's from Texas, I think.
A little bit of bro love. So, Chris, one thing, I do know that you're a West Coaster. I know you're in California, but I'm not really sure where you are located. Can you give us an idea, maybe what big city that you're near? Where's your area?
I am kind of I'm in between Stockton, Oakland, and Sacramento. Man, I don't know if that really helps.
All right. How about this?
It doesn't.
Top, middle, bottom.
Middle.
Okay.
I'm gonna really quick. I'm gonna share my screen if you're cool with that, and I can show you a map of where I'm from. How about that? Okay.
How far, while you're doing that, how far are you to the coast?
I am close to the coast. So can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can.
I live right in this area, okay? So right in here, and this is San Francisco. This is Oakland. This is the Delta, and this is just a ton of waterways, and I get to fish all of this stuff.
Gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, and it's all farmland around here and levees. Some of it's hard to access. This is an area I fish quite a bit, but there's just so much around here. This is all fishable area. And then, you've got the San Francisco Bay if you want to go catch sharks and halibut and, other fish too. And then you got the ocean, all of this. So here's California, like right here.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot here for a second. You told me that you haven't really done any ocean kayak fishing.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think some of it's a comfort level thing for me. I just started kayak fishing this past spring. So, some of it's having the right gear. Like I don't really have any salt reels or anything like that. And this water out here, it's a pretty good idea typically to, have a dry suit if you're going to fish in it, because if you spill, then you don't want to get hypothermia or anything like that. It's pretty cold out there typically. Some of that, and some of it's just not knowing what to do. So I did get invited. I got invited by some cool guys at a kayak shop called Headwaters. I got their hat on. They're out of Lodi. They do a lot of fishing out in the salt, and I just couldn't make it for that weekend. But sooner or later in 2017, it's one of my goals. I'm gonna fish the salt. So
was that water cold year round? I mean,
it's pretty chilly. I don't know exactly how much it would be, but I mean, if you go down here, it'll start warming up by LA and San Diego, but it's still pretty chilly up here. So.
All right, Thomas, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh.
Okay, if you could only freshwater fish or saltwater fish, because I know you love to do both, which would it be?
Oh, Lord. Well, I tell you this, I'm a lot better at freshwater just because I grew up doing it. But if I had my choice, I really love the saltwater fish. I really love it because you just never know what you're going to catch. I mean, it's just the vast waters that you can fish along the coast, along the beach, in the inland inshore fishing is just amazing. You got seasons of you got flounder rolling, you got trout, you got red drum, Spanish mackerel, king. I mean, just all these different fish. It's just amazing. And even pulling up out there on near shore and hanging into a shark, something like that. It's just, and that thing takes off and it just about spools you. I mean, you're sitting here just like that, and it's just amazing. I mean, I guess if I had my choice, I'd probably saltwater fish all the time, but I don't have access to that, so I bass fish and crappie fish, brim fish, freshwater fish. But saltwater fishing is truly amazing. Once you get started at it, you'll love it. I just tell you this: if y'all guys, I know y'all guys know the Godfather YouTube, which is Fluke Master.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. He just put a video out this week saying he caught his very first red drum, and you guys need to watch that video. It's amazing. He goes berserk. He gets so excited. It's a really good video. And that just shows you how much he enjoyed it for the first time.
I'm looking forward to it. Steve, what's your preference? Do you prefer salt or?
Well, if you took a blood sample of me, it's 60% salt, 40% blood. So yeah, I'm a saltwater guy. I subscribe to a lot of bass fishing channels, just like yours. You do a lot of bass fishing. I do it because I want to learn. Thomas has taken me a few times bass fishing and basically threw up his heads and said there's no hope for me. I go out with Thomas and, he pulls in these giant bass and I pull in these little things that look like bait. So I'm working on it. I want to become a bass fisherman, or a better one, at least proficient. But yeah, I'm a saltwater guy, I think, in my heart.
And he's doing good. Don't let him fool you. He's doing good. He's learning well. I'm trying to get him to come up and fish the river down here with me before too long.
What river is that?
Cold. It's actually Deep River. It's about 5 minutes from my house.
Oh, really?
There's about a 5 mile section in there that's good kayak fishing, and it produces good fish. You can catch bass, brim, crappie, gar, red eyes. What else is in there? I'm sure there's catfish. I'm sure there's something else in there too. But I mean, just a whole variety of fish in that river. It's awesome.
Thomas, cool. I got a question for you. I'm going to lay it on you. It comes from Seabreeze, who happens to be, we both know Seabreeze.
Yep.
Seabreeze is my fishing guru, y'all. He asks, what are your thoughts about pedal versus paddle kayaks, advantages and drawbacks? Thomas, I want to give it to you. And then Chris, I know you don't have a pedal or a self-propelled kayak, but I'd like you to weigh in on it also.
Okay.
All right. All right. For me, I start out with paddle. And guys, there is no question I'm going to stay with pedal. I mean, you just you're doing this right here all the time. You got it in your lap. You know, you're trying to keep the boat position. Wind fooling with you all the time. Current fooling with you all the time. Pedals, you just ain't got to worry about it. I mean, especially with the new Hobies, you got reverse on those, which you do with the natives too. But the new Hobies has got reverse on their Mirage system. So, you know, if you want to back up a little bit, you're in current, it's pulling you, just flip that little switch, it takes you backwards. But guys, it is so much easier to fish out of a pedal kayak rather than a paddle kayak. Hands down, no question.
Okay, so I fish out of a Feel Free Lure 135, and it does not, they are coming out with a pedal system for it. So this has been a question I've been asking myself, and I don't know, call me a purist or whatever. I kind of like that aspect of it, of the paddle. I don't know why, but I kind of do. One of the things is I fish a lot of just nasty stuff out here in the Delta, where you're floating over algae that's this thick, you know, we call it the Delta cheese, and you're, you know, going over, you know, thick lily pads to get to another little patch of water. And you know, if you had a propeller down below or one of those Mirage drives, you'd have to pull it out. You just couldn't get through that stuff or it'd get all gunked up. So, you know, I see the advantage of a paddle, but man, being able to just fish and let your feet do the work, oh my gosh, that has to be awesome. I'm kind of jealous, you know.
I'll just go ahead right now and tell you, it's freaking awesome. Okay?
It is.
I started out as much the same way. I was going to be a purist, and you know, the guys in them, that's not really kayaking. They're, you know, the pedal and all that. I think until I tried one, and then it was like the next day, I put my kayak up on Craigslist. I've got the 2015 Hobie Outback, and you know, to me, it's probably my lifetime kayak. If I upgrade ever, you know, I'd go to the Pro Angler, probably 12 or the 14. But ocean kayak fishing almost requires. Now, there's a lot of guys that'll go out and fish offshore with paddle kayaks. It's got to be extremely difficult. I see them doing it. You know, there's so much going on when you're in the ocean. You hook a big fish. The last thing that you're going to want to do is worry about a paddle. You're chasing a fish. You're avoiding other boats, other kayaks. The pedal, the Hobies, for me, I know there's all kind of different ones. My preference is the Hobie, simply because I've never actually tried another one, but it makes all the difference in the world to be able to do everything hands-free.
Yeah, I get that. And there are times like I try to troll once in a while. Like I'll be fishing a mountain lake, right? And I want to troll for trout or whatever. And when you're paddling, sorry, you know, you've got your rod holder going out or whatever, and you hit your rod, or, you know, it just, there's always something. It's not impossible to do it by any means. And I've caught plenty of fish trolling with a paddle, but it would just be so much freaking easier with pedals. So Feel Free is coming out with a pedal drive. I'm going to take a good, hard, long look at it. then I'm probably gonna pull the trigger, especially if somebody wants to donate some money to help me out with
that.
Let me see. I was looking at the comments here, and let me see, where'd it go? There it is. Trip over at Selling and Such says, my thoughts, regardless of what you think you prefer, buy a kayak that has a pedal option. You have the option to try it, and that is important. I think he makes a good point. If you have the option, by the way, I am going to give him a shout out. Selling and Such goes on some unfreaking believable kayak adventures. Have y'all seen?
I have not heard. No, I have not, but I will.
All right. Well, this is for everybody listening, and kind of an impromptu shout out. He lives down. I think he might actually live in Alabama, and I'm sure he'll correct me. But he goes down into around Pensacola, Destin area, and he goes on these multi-night kayaking overnight adventures. He's not much of a fisherman. He doesn't fish a lot, but man, he goes on some unbelievable. He just has a good time. So definitely check him out if you want to see some great kayaking adventures down around North Florida.
Question.
Go ahead.
Those fancy Hobies you guys float in, can you stand up and move around really well in them, or are they tippy?
Yeah.
I can, but why? The seat's like sitting in a recliner.
Do you think the seat on that is better than the seat on the Feel Free?
Well,
have you sat in a Feel Free?
I saw your seat on your kayak, and it looked, like it was just luxurious.
I wish I had my seat here. I'd go if I had my kayak here, it's at a friend's house right now because my truck broke down, which is a whole different story. But if I had it here right now, I would go pull my seat out and I'd sit and do the live stream from the seat because it's so freaking comfortable, man. No. Yeah, it's a good seat.
Hey, have any of y'all ever dumped your kayaks? Have you ever?
Not yet.
While fishing, capsized, turtled your kayak. Ever got any good stories like that?
On my kayak, I had my little John boat.
I saw that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, I know. I was fishing with a buddy, and he hooked into a pretty nice fish. I think it was a 3 to 4 pounder, and he got her all the way to the boat. And I was paddling over to take a picture, and maybe if I had a pedal drive, it would have been faster. But I was paddling over to take a picture, and he's holding her in the water, just, take care of her, keep her alive. Yeah. And he just leaned over too far and went, boop. And he was in a Tarpon 120. Yeah, and those are a little bit tippy. You can't. I couldn't stand them, but they're super fast.
Yeah, I've got one, and I fish out of it a good bit. I do some river fishing in it. Super fast, but yeah, you want to make sure you're balancing all the time, or you will go into the drink. Now, right. I don't know if Thomas remembers this, but the first time we fished,
I do.
may not remember this, Thomas, but we were at a place called Fort Fisher, and we were red fishing. I was fishing the weed line, and I threw a jig out, and it got caught in the weeds, and it was like I just opened it up, and I didn't want to lose it, so I make my way over there to it, and stretching. Thomas about 50 yards from me, and I'm stretching. All of a sudden, I went beyond the tipping point. First time we ever fished together, man, I went in the drink head first, and I was like real quiet getting out because I didn't know if Thomas saw me or not. I was really quiet.
I did. I remember that.
No way.
Oh yeah,
he did. Luckily, though, he wasn't in deep water.
I was in about up to my chest. I saved my lure. Okay, that was the first time. And I eased myself back in the kayak. And I didn't say a damn thing to Thomas because I just God, that's the first time I ever fished with him.
Oh, that was hilarious. Sorry, Steve.
Well, it was very embarrassing, but I think we've all had some embarrassing moments, and
if you've been on the water long enough, it's going to happen. It's eventually going to happen. And another thing too with that. Another thing. My number one question on my YouTube channel is, what are them little foam things on your rods?
Oh.
That is the reason why I put them on my rods.
I don't have any on any of my rods. None.
Oh God. You're a brave man.
I know. Most of the time, the water I fish is actually not that deep, depending on tide and everything. But there are times when I'm in a channel, and that channel could be 20, 30 feet deep. So, but usually I'm in 5 feet of water, maybe 7 feet. So,
hey, let's make a shift away from fishing here for just a minute. Chris, I know that you do a lot of different things on your YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit about that. And if you didn't fish, what probably would be your main outdoor type hobby?
If I didn't fish, wow.
Didn't fish.
Hiking, camping. I camp a lot, especially with my kids. And we hike a lot too, me and my kids. So it's something they're 7 and 9, and we just love spending time in the outdoors. We go to Yosemite quite a bit. We go up into the Sierras, and they like to climb around on rocks and boulder. And so my main thing would probably be camping. I love hunting. I take 10 days out of every year, and I dedicate it to elk hunting with my brother-in-law, his dad, and my dad up in northern Idaho. And if I could hunt more, I would. I don't know. But yeah, camping probably. I don't know, just spending time out there. That's what I love.
All right, Thomas. You can't fish. So what would you do to enjoy the outdoors? What would be your main hobby?
Hiking, camping, same as him. I loved it. I used to really do a lot of deer hunting, but ever since I started fishing so much more, I actually hadn't went deer hunting the last couple of years. I actually did get to film a deer hunt the other day with a guy I work with. I was actually working at the time, because that's my new job now is filming and editing.
Cool.
So yeah, it is. I really enjoyed that now. But yeah, I really enjoyed the outdoors. I love spending it with my family, my kids. Just being out there, taking them out, letting them shoot the BB guns out in the woods, and just having fun with them. Wife, going hiking with her, and just spending time outside. It's all good. Just being out away from the house sometimes, just not even doing anything really, just spending time outside.
That's awesome. What about you, Steve? If you could not fish, you do a lot of stuff though. You like to hike and camp. What would be your favorite?
I like to do it all. If I couldn't fish, I think I really enjoy the backpacking and hammock camping. I have had a blast. I do a lot of y'all on some of my videos. You've probably seen me out in the woods with Chris Colbert, that hiking guy on YouTube. We have a lot of fun backpacking. We've done some trips into the gorge. So if I couldn't fish, I think I would really turn my attention to pretty much just finding trails.
Survival Steve in it?
Survival. Hey, what you gotta do now? Here's what you got to do to start a fire when you ain't got nothing but a jar of mayonnaise.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know when survival.
This rock is a great pillow.
But I think that's what I would mostly like to do.
That's cool.
Hey, there was a question.
Okay,
right,
before we ask, okay. Thomas, do you feel like because your channel, like my channel and Steve's channel, it's not really focused on fishing. Because your channel is more focused on fishing, do you feel like there's pressure for you to get out and fish a lot so you can't go do the deer hunts and stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, but well, I mean, if I wanted to go deer hunt, I would, and just put and not, not focus on a video for the upcoming week or whatever. But yeah, I do feel a lot of pressure from that. Which YouTube in general, I feel a lot of pressure. Just because, to keep and maintain a channel that your viewers is going to stay in tune with. Oh gosh.
What is he doing?
John Wayne has dropped in.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but my daughter sent me a text and she got me the John Wayne and she said, "Why is it John Wayne?" And all right, that should make her happy.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I would go do the other if I wanted to, just take a week or so and do something else. I mean, that's but yeah, there is a lot of pressure there from being just a mainly focused on fishing channel,
right?
So, rather than yours and Steve's was any and everything.
Right.
With outdoors.
And for me, not being mainly a fishing channel, it's okay if I suck at it.
I like the way you think because I've watched any amount of my videos, and this is kind of a joke between me and my friends. Me and Seabreeze, Mark Patterson joke about this. I tell them I've got the greatest non-catching fishing channel on YouTube. I make more fishing videos where I don't actually catch fish. I said, no one can touch me on that.
That's funny.
You're supposed to laugh.
Also,
go ahead, Tom.
Matt Rhodes Fishing.
Yeah, I like.
He just made it. He just brought up a good point. Hunting videos, trying to make just say you're going to go out and try to make a hunting video. To me, it's a lot harder to make a hunting video than it is a fishing video. You can make it a lot more entertaining. You just, you don't have to sit there and whisper like this all the time. You're out there just doing your thing. Where hunting, it's if you don't get the footage, which in fishing, if you don't get footage catching fish, it's hard to post that. But like me and Steve's had to do a few times.
It's why it's why we wear the same clothes every time, because we can use
that's awesome
from old videos and no one really knows the difference.
That's perfect.
That's true. Yeah.
I hear exactly what you're saying, Thomas and Matt. When I go elk hunting, what my dream is that I'll tag out on the first day, and then I can just carry my camera around and focus on, recording and documenting everybody else's hunt. But that never happens. So, I have to kind of just piecemeal my recording as I can and hope that I get something decent, and try to tell a story. That's what my channel is about, is just trying to tell a story. So
if I ever did a hunting video, if you zoomed in like on the deer, you would see a rope around its neck. And I would sit there, pop, 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 until I got that rascal.
That's funny. Hey, should we answer some questions?
Yeah, we need to get to a few questions.
I thought was pretty funny. If I can find it, Twig and Timber Archery and Outdoors. He asked, would you prefer to be bald with a goatee or a full head of hair and a 2-foot rat tail?
Bald with a goatee.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd go there too. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, who did I interrupt just now?
Nobody. I think I was done.
I was laughing. There were some questions in here though. Let's see. They're way back here. Have we answered any of these?
Not too many.
I see a lot of comments. All right, guys, we need you to ask questions. It gives us something to talk about.
Yep. Yep. Start asking questions, guys.
You know, I could start a channel where I kill squirrels in my backyard.
You could do that. You've done that before,
Squirrels.
right?
Squirrels
With a knife.
and protest in my backyard. They call it the killing zone. I am deadly with a Daisy air rifle.
What about that big knife you stuck that one to the tree with?
Oh, that was one that I first polished off with the air gun.
Okay. So
then I took that Texas toothpick.
Twig and Timber just asked, what's your favorite freshwater fish besides bass? I got an answer. You want me to go?
Go.
Red band trout. I fished the Klamath Basin, specifically the Williamson River up in Oregon, with this dude named Dean, and Dean just knows this river like the back of his hand. Taught me a ton. This trout in this river, 20 to 30 inches, gorgeous coloring on these fish, and they're red band trout, which is a subspecies of rainbow. They're just gorgeous fish, and I just had a blast fishing for those fish. So that's my favorite.
That was an awesome video, by the way. You didn't even have to fish. If you'd have just shown the scenery on that, that was an amazing video you posted.
That
Thank
was
you,
that was a good one.
that.
I think that was one of the first videos I've seen of yours. That was awesome.
That was my first time fishing a river, and a river that flowed quickly. So in the kayak. Growing up, I used to fish rivers like that, just walking through them with my dad, from the time I was 11 years old and up. We would just walk through those rivers fishing for rainbows and that type of thing up in Washington. So,
well, that hiking guy says, Steve, how much gear do you have that you haven't used yet? LOL. That's my hiking buddy, Chris Colbert. I've got boxes of that crap. Wait, I'm going to review every single piece.
Hey, Twig and Timber asked another good question. He said, if you have never fished a region or species, would you hire a guide? And most definitely, I would.
I would too.
First time, because when I first started fishing at the coast, I hired a guide to help me just to get started. I mean, just to show me the ins and outs and what to do, what not to do, how to catch something. So it really does help.
I agree. And oh man, I know there are some benefits to having a YouTube channel, and one of them is you meet people. Like, I know that if I ever wanted to go fish the salt over on the East Coast, I could call you guys up and you would show me exactly what to do, right? If I would get myself there.
True.
And I would do the same thing for you guys. If you're like, hey, show me how to fish the Delta, I would jump at that chance to fish with you guys out here. So
the only reason I friended you, Chris, is that I would have a free place to stay when I got
it's so freaking expensive out here. I got to charge you for rent.
And I want to stay with you.
Okay.
I see a spot over there in the floor.
Yeah, right there. Right by the doormat. Right there.
Well, I went, speaking of guided trips, I went on my first ever guided trip. I think it was back in April, went red fishing with a guy. He's like one of the top red fishermen, red drum fishermen in North Carolina. And me and my son went with him and spent the whole day. And I'm telling you what, we had such a good time. And, I don't know a lot about guides, but this guy was, he's kind of a legend here in the States, named Tim Taramelli. He goes by the social media name of NC Pyramid. And this guy, what I really liked about Tim, he actually teaches as he shows you the spots. He tells you what to do. He teaches you. He's patient. He puts you on the fish. And my first experience now with a guide was just awesome. And I will definitely be going back with him probably in April again of next year. And the other thing that I've done, I've got a really good friend, Seabreeze, Mark Patterson. He's my fishing guide, and all I got to do for him is just buy him a supper every now and then.
That works.
He is watching, so yeah, Seabreeze, thanks for showing me all the cool fishing spots.
Yeah, I got to go fishing with that guy. Y'all guys, one of these days.
You got to go through me. You got to go through me.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
Are you going to charge him a booking fee or something? I mean,
I'm gonna get something out of this deal.
Hey, yeah, he just said Dairy Queen. Yeah, Dairy Queen's good there on Oak Island.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Hey, let's we're approaching the hour, and I think we wanted to kind of cut it off at an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
I want, and we don't have to. Maybe if everybody just would rather watch us than Netflix. What I want to ask you a little bit now is about your YouTube channels, and maybe some advice. How you've grown your channel, things like that. Something that would be interesting to the viewers. I'm not saying get down into the technical aspects, but tell us about how it came to be. Why did you start? Kind of summarize for us. Start with you, Thomas.
Oh Lord. My desire for YouTube come actually several years ago. I used to game a lot, and I always thought it'd be cool to video gaming and just post it for fun. And then that never happened, but I did start another YouTube channel, which I have on my channel in the description. The name of that channel is Hook 'em Up Outdoors. So you'll find all kinds of different videos on that channel, but that was my first ever videoing for YouTube. And I just it kind of grew from there, and I started getting to the point where I wanted to start a YouTube channel just for fishing. So I did that, and that flourished, and I've really enjoyed the whole. Mainly for me is meeting everybody, the camaraderie of meeting, like Chris. Just it ain't been that long since I met him. Steve, I've known him a few years now. Just everybody, meeting everybody. You just never know what doors is going to open up for you. I've had a lot of doors open up since I've had started YouTube as a fishing channel. Companies kind of come to you after, they see your content, they kind of come to you, and just mainly just meeting people. Matt Rhodes, he's with Cast King. I'm with Cast King. He's with LTB or Lucky Tackle Box. I'm with Lucky Tackle Box. And, you build friendships, you build relationships, and it just flourished from there. I mean, to me, it's just meeting people, and as far as the YouTube fishing thing goes, the way I built my channel is through collaborations with doing what we're doing right now. Me and Steve doing videos, just trying to put out good quality content on a weekly basis, if not 2 or 3 times a week if all possible, but it don't always happen. And just staying in touch with your subscribers. That's what I try to do, and just being trying to answer the questions, trying to help them out all I can. I read every comment. Don't always get every comment answered, but I do read every comment, everything that comes to me. So just to let you guys know that.
All right. What about being recognized in public?
That is actually pretty cool. I've had that happen a couple of times. One guy down at the beach, he was a officer, and he come up, and I was putting everything away on my boat, and he comes up, and I thought, oh gosh, this guy's going to check me out, and then he looked out his window and goes, I know you. Yeah. You were Southern Outdoors fishing. I was like, yeah.
That's funny.
So that's pretty cool. So
I was up
cool. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. That happened to me just last weekend. But the funniest thing that happened was I was up in a campground, just camping with my son. And he's like, Dad, my leg hurts. Something's biting my leg. So I thought maybe he had an ant in there. So I come here, I pull his pants down. And I'm starting to look around for whatever it is. I'm like, take your pants off. And he's like, no, we're in a campground. Somebody will see it. And I'm like, nobody's going to see it. So he takes his pants off. He's sitting right by the fire ring in his chonies, Sure shit, a dude rolls up in his truck, gets out, and he goes, hey, are you Chris? And I'm like, what? My son's like this. What? And it was some dude who was a subscriber. And he was like, hey, man, my name's Aaron. Da-da-da-da-da. I watch your videos. Yeah, but that was cool because every time he comments, now I know exactly who it is, and that type of thing. So,
yeah, my best story happened just recently. I was way me and my wife were just cruising the coast of North Carolina, and we were way far away from our normal
I saw that video.
hangout. And I pulled down this boat ramp at a bridge, and I saw this guy loading up a kayak. So I just pulled over, rolled down the window, and he was loading up. And I said, how's the fishing? And he looks up at me, and he goes, just like I know you. And he knew me from my YouTube channel, and I am in the middle of Egypt somewhere, okay? That was like on a Sunday. The following Saturday, now I'm on the other side of North Carolina. I'm in the mountains. I'm getting ready. I'm scouting out a place to go hike in Linville Gorge. I'm in the ranger cabin. I'm in the middle of nowhere once again. And I'm talking to the ranger, and all of a sudden I hear this voice behind me, and someone says, are you Steve with Adventure Outdoors? I turn around, and this guy's, I watch your channel. So in 1 week at two opposite places in the state, people recognize me, and I'm a small fry in YouTube, but it was just an example of how YouTube, which I tell people all the time, YouTube makes your world much smaller.
Totally does.
It really does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right, so we got about 5 minutes to wrap this thing up, guys. You want to make some final statements, Chris?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure, yeah. Man, so I'm new to the whole kayak fishing scene and really the bass scene, and I've just been loving it and learning it every minute. And I watch all the, not all, but I watch a lot of YouTube channels. Like I see some of the channels I watch, like Matt Rhodes and stuff, and and that's just kind of cool for me to see people interacting and that type of thing. And, I'm really excited for 2017. I have a good feeling I'm going to catch a double-digit bass somehow from the kayak, and just a lot of good stuff for 2017. I got hooked up with this dude who's starting up this thing called Pond Hopper Nation. It's like a little social media fishing site. His name's Albert. He's a really cool dude, and excited to see where that takes things. I don't know. I think 2017 is going to be a really fun year, and I'm excited for the winter to be over so that the big bass are easier to catch. So.
Let me ask you one more question, and this goes to both of you. How's your family with my family? They're used to me with a camera all the time, either in public or private. They just kind of look through it now. How is your family's? Because you guys are out in public, you're shooting video, hey everybody, welcome to the Out West with Chris. you know, how's your family taking all that? They good and supportive?
Yeah, my family is really supportive. Like my parents, my sisters, me and my brother-in-law and I are really close, even though we, live pretty far away. I think he's watching now. But, he and I do videos together whenever we can. And my kids are cool about it too. My daughter, who's 9, wants a YouTube channel. I told her she has to wait till she's 16 at least, because kids are so mean. You know what I mean? So she has to wait a while. But yeah, family's pretty cool about it. What about you, Thomas?
Not so much. You knew the answer to that, Steve.
Did you ask that question on purpose?
I wouldn't do anything like that.
Did you?
I will say this about Thomas. From the time that I met him until now, Thomas was like kind of in a shell. When I met him, he was very shy,
Really?
And I was very shy, and he's like, whoa, dang, man, he's out there now. And when I first met him, he was very, let's just say this, I can't shut him up now. He will not shut up.
Oh, good Lord.
All right, Thomas, go ahead and let's wrap this up. Summarize. Give us a little summary before we wrap it up.
Before we jump off here, I do want to let everybody know that I am running a giveaway. It is a 5K giveaway, so make sure y'all come on my channel, find the video. It's just like a few videos back, but as soon as you come on my channel, you should see that video pop up. Especially if you're a new subscriber, new viewer, there's going to be 20 plus winners on that giveaway. Me and another channel is doing that giveaway. So guys, make sure to enter that giveaway. It only takes a couple minutes. We got a bunch of Cast King stuff, a bunch of LTB boxes, upscale lures, plum tackle stuff, just all kinds of stuff. But I just want to throw that out there, you guys. So the quicker I can get there, me and this other channel, the quicker we can go ahead and start getting these prizes out. But I just want to say thank y'all for everybody in the chat to come and spend time with us this hour and had fun with us. And we'll do it again. I don't know what was going on with my channel. At some reason, the hangout wouldn't start. Just one of them things. So we had to sling it over to Steve and have him host it for us. He has been an excellent host. I do appreciate him doing this for us. And so that's about all I got, guys.
Well, that's great. You can you have my PayPal, so no problem. So we did have a figure agreed upon, so that it's the same.
That's funny.
But I just like to thank everybody.
I do actually owe you money.
I would, in wrapping it up, I'd like to thank everybody that watches my channel. I do some goofy stuff on there every now and then. You never know when I'm going to play air guitar or something like that. But looking forward to 2017. I think it's going to be a big year. Hopefully I'll go on a lot of adventures, and I would love that I go on some adventures with you guys one of these days, and certainly hope that I get a chance to meet more YouTubers out there and do some adventures with them. So with that, thanks to everyone who has tuned in tonight, asked questions, made comments. I've had a blast. What about y'all?
I have. I've had a good time. And I hope we get to do this again pretty soon.
And
I had a good time.
I had a blast too, and I can't wait to meet you guys in person. Steve's been saying, come out here and I'll take you fishing for a long time. One of these days, I'm going to be like a week's notice, and I'm going to be like, look, I'm on my way.
Why wouldn't you?
Get ready.
You've got 2 free places to stay.
I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Feed you. We'll
Exactly.
feed you. We've got kayaks. We've got gear.
Oh, yeah.
All you got to do is bring your body out here.
Show up.
Oh, okay, I'll figure it out. What's the best time of year to come out?
Either if you want to get put on some great red fishing in the ocean, come out in October.
So next October.
Yep.
See,
That's
hunting. That's hunting season, man.
Oh, we can.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, elk hunting has got to take second place to red drum.
Oh, hell no. Sorry,
Telling
buddy.
Well, I don't know, Thomas. I watched his video, and he was like up. He was too high or too low on a lot of his shots.
I love it.
All right, guys, we're going to close this. Y'all stick around. We're going to close the broadcast in 3, 2, 1. See you, everybody.
See you
Later,
later.
guys.